What is going on, guys, gals, aliens, and degen freaks? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to Dano Crypto. I could not help myself. I had to stream. Maybe I had a little bit of tequila, but either way, we're coming to the live stream because we have some major bullish price action. If you were watching the live stream earlier today, oh my gosh, then you were seeing the levels break out. You were seeing us call the zones that we were respecting oh so tightly in these ranges for Bitcoin. And we're going to bring you the price action. We're going to bring you the juicy trades. We're going to show you the trades that we got into for this is Fartcoin. We got into two different Fartcoin trades that really helped get the equity up in our prop evaluation account. We are currently in a challenge to get to equity of $5,500 in this prop account, and we are halfway there, guys. So we are feeling super bullish. We have been telling you guys, if you've been watching this stream over the past couple of weeks, we've been noticing that Fartcoin is hilariously a leading bullish indicator if we're going to see actual good price action in the markets. We've been seeing Fartcoin lead the charge in bullish price action when it comes to Bitcoin. I don't make the rules. But this is what's happening right now. So with that being said, we're going to go into some of the bullish news of, like you're seeing in the title here, is that states are getting massively bullish on Bitcoin and setting it up for a strategic reserve for the states. So it's really interesting. Army Piper's making a good point because we did check all these things. We've been checking the DXY, been checking the Dixie, the dollar strength index, and also gold and BTC. Only three things important with current news. Yes, so gold is actually breaking out. I think it's eyeing that $3,800 level. And just also, if you guys are in the stream right now, just make sure you're hitting the like button. And if you're new to the channel, make sure you're subscribing, and also make sure that I am loud enough and also that the music in the background is not too loud. But we want to make sure that everything is looking good, sounding good. And yes, that actually Army Piper makes a really good point that the things that we need to be paying attention to right now is actually full macro indicators of the strength of the dollar going down, regardless of the innovation and more GDP coming out of America, and also more say factories and jobs and things like that. That all is the prospect of what is coming out of these tariff deals. Then this dollar can still go down. We can still have the strength of the dollar go down because, okay, so the music is kind of just ever so slightly in the background. Okay, that's good, because I kind of want to hear it. I want you guys to kind of hear it just a little bit. But what I think could happen is that even with all of this bullishness of, Make America Great Again, USA, the dollar could still go down. The dollar could still go down because when we were having these pumps in the last cycle, we had the dollar strength index going down like dramatically. I mean, look at the Dixie. I mean, it's freaking going down. And I told you guys, and I've been telling you for a long time, because look, I have it on the chart. We've had this charted for a long time. This was like a year or 2 years ago. We had this charted where we noticed a correlation of the Dixie. And we actually want to give credit to Andy Bitcoin Census for giving us that, giving us that key indicator years ago about how the dollar strength index is a good metric of price action for Bitcoin. Whenever we had the dollar strength in these levels right here between these ranges of 94 and 98, we were in a bull run where we had Bitcoin going to all-time highs and we were just crushing it. And so, look, you can see the dollar strength going down. You can see that sentiment into hard assets like Bitcoin, like gold, are going up dramatically. You can see the tick up. And we've had this level marked here for a long time, this $3,400 for gold, that this was the metric range for gold to be breaking out from the resistance of 2,800, where we had a resistance right here and then a retest right here down into the 2,500. And from there, we've just been breaking out. And so we've also told you guys that if you want to keep another precious metal on your radar, then silver is where it's at. Because if you think about it, gold has taken center stage, but no one's talking about silver. But historically, if you look at silver and you go into the monthly, you can see that in the same economic drawdowns and turmoil of the markets and then the recovery, silver does really well also. And if you think about the return on silver compared to gold right now, if we go into break all-time highs and break through this resistance of where we went through previously at $49 or $50 an ounce, then we could get to, I think, maybe even in the next 6 months to a year, we could be at $60 an ounce for silver, which would be crazy, it'd be wild. So my BTC DCA is bleeding to death. Call 911. I know. I feel the same way. Like I have been, because if you're a DCA type person, you have been buying Bitcoin at $50,000, $30,000. You probably bought it at 100K. You probably bought it. I mean, your DCA probably looks like a Michael Saylor chart where there's just green dots across every single bottom, top, middle, whatever. You're just buying it because you're just perma bullish. And that's okay. Because if you are part of that camp that you think that Bitcoin is going to be priced, like things that you want are going to be priced in Bitcoin eventually. It's not going to be priced in dollars. It's going to be priced in Bitcoin. So if you think that your things that you want, like a house or a car or land, are going to be priced in Satoshis at some point in your lifetime, then it doesn't matter what price you buy it at, because that's why maybe that term that you never sell your Bitcoin, because you could just exchange it like a currency. That was the whole point of it, right? The whole point of it was to make it a currency, a peer-to-peer digital cash system that can be the safe haven from fiat currencies around the world. That is the hope of Bitcoin, is that if there's fiat currency and it can be debased and printed into infinity, then there needs to be something that we can put that dirty cash into that has a finite supply, because that has been, it's not a finite supply, but a safe haven has been gold, silver, precious metals. So this is where we're headed, guys. This is where we're headed. So you just have to actually be macro long-term bullish, because I've just been, the easiest way that I can explain it to people that aren't bullish crypto or don't understand where the world is going, I just tell them, look, everything's going on chain. Everything's going on chain, and you need to be there before the world does. You need to be there before everyone else is. That's how you're going to win this game, is you're just going to be there before everyone else is. All right, so I want to show you guys these two epic trades that I just did today to get my account about halfway into the clearance zone, which is $500. So we're about halfway there. We're proving to ourselves that we're not a shit trader, that we can respect these levels, we can respect the ranges. And we saw that on Fartcoin here, because it's hilarious. I know no, you don't have to be the smartest guy in the room, but you can just don't fight the trend. We've been seeing Fartcoin's metrics just blow other coins out of the water. And it's just I don't know. I can't explain it. I don't know why, but it is what it is. So this coin, Fartcoin, has been the strongest held up coin in the carnage across the entire market. And then when Bitcoin is about to run, or it's in a bullish momentum, Fartcoin is the first thing to pick up about 1, 2, 3, 4%. So it's almost this leading indicator of bullishness. And I'm not even trying to be funny. It's just, I don't get it, but I'm not going to deny it. I'm not going to fight it. I'm not going to act like, oh, because when you act like the smartest guy in the room, you're not going to buy Fartcoin. You're not going to think Fartcoin is bullish. You're going to think it's stupid if you're trying to be the smartest guy in the room. All the while, it's going up. Look at what it's doing. Breaking out of bull flags, respecting levels, breaking out alongside Bitcoin, and just proving that hot air rises. I don't know what else to tell you. So I thought to myself, what coin could I use that it is obvious that we're going to hit these levels and trade alongside Bitcoin to be able to get this account up fast? Well, we used Fartcoin. We long farted. Not a short fart, but a long fart. I hope you guys appreciate that. It's a pretty chart. I mean, you can't deny the chart. The chart just, when you start, I've noticed that I'm really good at pointing out bullish patterns over the years. And I have made really good trades off of catching super bullish patterns that have been just like textbook, like bull flags or inverse head and shoulders, cup and handles. But I'm telling you, the Fartcoin narrative is insane. You can go back in history and go back into my live streams where as I've been exploring this and finding this and seeing it and having the perception of this narrative and following the coins that are following Bitcoin really strong, it's Fartcoin. So it's kind of just like how when we've had those runs on Pepe, and there's just going to be these coins that end up becoming, for some reason, they end up outperforming fundamental projects, things that you've been holding for a while, and you're just like, what? But, I mean, if you think about it, the thing's called Fartcoin. It's called Fartcoin. Why wasn't there already a Fartcoin? I don't understand how there wasn't already a Fartcoin in the market. And AI had to tell us. That's telling of how, we kind of missed the boat. We didn't pass the assignment, and AI had to tell us what the obvious best narrative and meme coin would be Fartcoin. But I still don't, I'm going to tell you, I don't think it's the best one. You know what the best one is? I'll tell you what the best one is.
It's the shitcoin of shitcoin. I mean, imagine telling your coworker you're quitting because Harry Potter Obama Sonic 10 and you coin. Boom! Imagine the media reporting on Harry Potter Obama Sonic 10 and you. Ticker is Bitcoin, breaking 1 billion market cap. Now, unless you hate money, go ahead and visit
hposni.com.
That's the play, guys. I mean, that's the ultimate narrative. I mean, how can you lose buying Bitcoin? It's playing on when ETH goes to 10K, all the strong schizo cult narratives on Ethereum that have stood the test of time over these crazy black swan, white swan events that we've had in crypto, this roller coaster. If you're holding a bag of any of those, whether it be the ticker, whether it be MOG, whether it be, Milady coin, whatever it is, you're going that is how you are going to retire your entire bloodline. But look at this. This is insane. I can't believe I scalped two Fartcoin trades. And I wanted to I did want to play it safe, even though I was super bullish Fartcoin. This thing has been ripping. I hope I'm not being too loud. I'm probably going to wake up my entire family. I'm being way too loud. Okay, here's the deal. This is insane. This is insane. This thing, I closed it. Why did I close it? Why did I close this? Why didn't I think it would keep going up? It's a fart. It's a heat rises. It's the ultimate narrative of of a meme coin right now. Oh, but I'm still. But here's the thing. Like I'm not going to complain. I nailed $120 profit on the first long. You can see it here, and I nailed it perfect. I got the entry right here at 71 cents, and I sold at the freaking top. Look at that, 78 cents, baby. I knew the exact level that this sucker was going to go to. You know what I did? I set my take profit right at that candle. All right, so headband, you're wondering, how can you scalp this market right now? Well, this is how you can do it. I saw this level. We were coming in with volume, okay? We came in with volume. I saw that the wick was giving me a signal, and also Bitcoin was going up at the same time. So then that's what gave me the signal to be able, okay, this is probably a good time to long. We're sitting at the 20 SMA on the Bollinger Band, which can give us another key indicator of clearing this area right here. Okay. Once we started to trade up on the top of the band here, there were some obvious levels that we could hit resistance. And I'm on the 30-minute chart. Now you go back and you can see here that we had 7862, 7862. Look at the top of the wick here. All I did was I just set my take profit at 78, right under where the wick is. And sure enough, price went there. Same thing when I sold here. I waited. I didn't even short. I didn't short because I don't know if this thing is going to keep running. So what I did is I waited until the coin retraced and we had a retest, a back test. Bitcoin back tested as well, went bullish. I went in the long at 74 before it started to crank up, and then I took profit up again at the level of previous resistance. That was probably back here, right here. Now that we're breaking through previous resistance at 81 cents, you can see here that we have another level that we could respect at 88 cents if Bitcoin continues to run. Now that's if Bitcoin continues to run, because Fartcoin has been following Bitcoin. Now, anyone who's trying to trade or scalp these markets right now, what I just explained is a pretty decent strategy. And as long as you have your stop losses set and you have your take profits, you can make these small compounding gains that can increase your account pretty quickly. And then sooner than later, you will be able to then have a basis in your account and only have to risk 1% of your account to then make 4%. Only have to risk 1% of your account to then make, because then you could go in with $1,000 on a 2% move when you can see these levels playing out, cash out, and then every single day make compounding gains. I have done this. I have successfully done this, but the hardest part about it is keeping it consistent and not breaking your rules and not succumbing to emotions and really start at FOMO, not being as aggressive on your stop losses and your take profits, getting greedy. But I will tell you, you have to go through this. You are going to lose. Jason Casper said it. He said, guys, I'm going to tell you how it is. This is exactly, like, here's the deal. To be completely honest and transparent, every trader's journey is unique. You might see results sooner, later, or in a totally different way than I did. The best advice is you set your expectations based on your own path, not someone else's. And then check it out. If you're new to trading, don't quit just because you're losing at first. Most traders lose before they win. Like I said on the stream, he said it took him 3 years and extensive risk management learning to become profitable. After that, it was all about consistently upgrading my knowledge, and here we are now. So think twice before giving up. Think twice before giving up. I told myself I'm going Kanye level confidence, even though right now he's about the most controversial artist and person right now alongside Trump. People are like, Kanye, can you please stop tweeting? Put down the phone. Kanye, put down the phone. Oh, are you guys still with me? Are you still with me? I had a really interesting night. I was running some sound. I've told you guys this before, but I'm an audio engineer, so I run sound and mixing and doing all that stuff for bands. And whilst I was doing that, I brought my laptop and I had my prop fund out, and I was basically watching the trades and scalping. We're getting really, really, really close. We're getting very, very close to that 500 level. We're about to crush it. We're about to crush this freaking thing. And we're feeling good. We're feeling good. We were really disciplined. We didn't go in here and just like start throwing money at trades. No, we waited. We didn't even have to short. We successfully did the proper risk management to grow the account. We didn't have to go in with major size, but we made consistent, profitable trades today, and we didn't have to short. Now, once we clear this, here's the deal with this breakout. We've been so curious about this thing. We've been like, man, I'd love to be able to get a funded account through one of these prop funds and prove that we can actually do this. And so once we clear this, then we will get a new account. We'll get an account that is actually funded with the same amount that we have right here, but then it'll actually be real. So this is like a test. We've already tested with ourselves with real money, and you know that a lot of the times hurts a lot more than when you're just trading with, say, quote, a demo account. Because I will be completely honest with you guys, I've never traded with a demo account. I was like, I'm not gonna do that. I gotta pony up. Can't trade with a demo account. That's not my personality. I'm like, no, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it live. Maybe it's the skateboarder. Maybe it's the skater nature in me. I'm like, no, you just gotta go for it. There's no demo accounting, kick flipping down like a six stair, or trying to board slide a handrail. No, you just do it. And if you fall, then you get up and you do it again. Skateboarding actually, in essence, taught me a lot. If I could go back to the lessons that I've learned with skateboarding, is that even though like you fall and it hurts and you gotta keep trying, like you don't give up. Like you try that trick like 17, 20 times, 25, 50 times, and then you might be so blasted, but then you land that trick, woo. But then also there might be days where you try that trick 50 times and you didn't land it and you're so blasted and you're going to go home and you're going to go home without had landed that trick. But are you just going to give up right there? You just going to give up? Are you just going to give up right there? So, okay, couldn't do it. Are you going to go back to the park? Are you going to try it again? You might even go as far as filming it so then you can see it. Then you can even maybe prove. You could say, I did that. I know I'm not speaking crazy talk right now. The likes are coming in. I know you're liking it. I know you're liking what I'm spitting right now. I might be inspiring you. I might be inspiring you to go out and buy a skateboard and do a damn kickflip. I don't know. All I know is that earlier today, we really called the market pretty damn good. And we called it live. We showed you the bounce level. We showed you the levels that were going to get respected. We only used two indicators. We used the RSI, volume, and price action. That's it. We saw the levels. We saw some interesting patterns playing out. Bart Simpson head, and then on the bounce level with confirmation of being oversold, gave us this pattern. Still tricky though, because obviously you're not gonna always catch this, because look, this could have been a dead cat bounce, and then we would have respected this level right here at 77, but instead we went for the winning pattern, and because we wanted to win today, we chose the winning pattern. We went towards the winning pattern, my friends. That's what we did today. I hope you went towards the winning pattern. Put a 1 in the chat if you went towards the winning pattern. Trades that we're currently in on the breakout prop platform: BTC, SUI, and SOL. On the SUI chart, because we want to practice good risk management, we're going to set our stop loss at our entry. We could even go as far as setting the stop loss in the middle of this range, so then we're still in profit. But I think I like where it is right now. We're going to keep it right there. We're just going to keep it a break even. Bitcoin, do the same thing. Sol can do the same thing. We'll go to Bitcoin. Man, look at that, Pat. Look at that. Oh my gosh. What a nice retest, man. Look at that retest. You can see that boom coming up, does that Bart Simpson head, jagged, shaky boom, and then slides right back down the head. Then you have this shakeout. This is like where they just shake you. You can see the candles here. Boom, 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 shakeout, 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 shakeout. You just really don't know exactly where the hell it's going. And then at a moment, you got to figure out at a point, there's going to be an inflection point when it does this. And I noticed on the Bollinger Bands, if you were looking at the Bollinger Bands, I'll show you right now. You look at the Bollinger Bands, and I was really eyeing this. This is one of my favorite indicators. I love this indicator. The Bollinger Bands are awesome because if you go on the tight time frames like the 15-minute, the 5-minute, if it starts to pinch like this, look at this. Okay. You see that? You see how it starts to, it's wide like that? It gets real wide as the drawdown goes. But if it starts to pinch like this, and it starts to go pinch and go across and does this, you better be ready for a breakout because it's more so like 70% chance that we break out of one of these patterns where the Bollinger Bands squeeze like that and pinch. And at the same time, you can see here where the RSI started to get a little bit exhausted, oversold at the same time, and then that's what brought us into this price structure here. So it's really interesting how this can play out. And I was seeing that. So as I was watching this shakeout happen from the bounce zone, because it bounced here, validated bounce, then we got in the middle of the range, and this is where they just go like this. They go like this to the traders, just shaking them. Just freaking shaking them. Doon, 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 doon. And then finally, you got to, if you hadn't gotten shaken out already, boom. It's pretty wild. It's pretty wild. Man, it's just the more that you are in these markets and you watch these charts every single freaking day, you really start to see how there's a reason why there are patterns in the charts, or why there's certain ranges that are respected, and when there's these, it's almost like the whales create the patterns on the chart to validate their own validate their own movements between shorts and longs. And so I thought about this, and it's like, why do these patterns even exist? Why is there even these patterns that we recognize in the charts? Is because as a collective of traders, we've established patterns in charts over time, and then we're trading on those patterns, and we all know that they exist. So then we're all collectively buying and selling and trading with each other, validating these patterns. And then if you combine that, then also with the macro money supply and the 4-year election cycles and everything else that comes into play when the Feds, quantitative tighten or they ease, the interest rates go up or they go down, there's more money in the supply or less. It's like ebbs and flows, and we keep doing the same damn thing with different narratives on top. So I think that the key here is, even though like if you're going to intraday trade, you can still scalp the market, but if you're actually overall macro bullish on this market right now, then you're going to be so successful. You're going to be so rich. You're going to be so rich. I can't tell you how many people I talk to, and they joke around about the crypto stuff or this, that, they'll like today, for instance, some of my friends were like, "Oh, Beancoin," like they're interested, but when I talk to them about it, like they don't have any Bitcoin. Like they don't have any Bitcoin. They haven't tested it out. So I'm telling you guys, oh my gosh. I still love how early we are. Even though the president of the freaking United States is signaling that we want to be the crypto capital of the world. And the people that I talk to on just a normal day-to-day basis are not even on the they're completely far from the stratosphere of where we are at in crypto. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but it just makes me feel like I'm in this point where in our time, like how people were like on the rooftops about the internet and they'll be like, it's going to be the future. It's going to be everything that everyone does. And everyone was probably like, that guy's insane. I'm going to use my fax machine. Let me use the fax. But we are like the crazy schizo people on the mountaintop, on the soapbox being like, crypto is going to be the future. Oh my gosh. I forgot that we need to stream. We were doing 2 streams a day. We were streaming at night, and I kind of miss it now that I'm doing it again. I feel like, I'm such a freaking, I really at heart, I'm kind of a, I don't know what I am. But when it gets past 9:30 and I'm up, I've had a little too much, maybe just the right amount of coffee today. I got enough ranting out of my system. Talked about how the manipulation of everything right now. How we got psyoped so bad. The gaslighting. The cacophony. The cacophony of everything. Oh my gosh. Joey, here's the deal. When Trump says those off-the-cuff comments like he said today, where he was like, we're such a powerful country. I don't think you realize how powerful we are. We have weapons that I can't even begin to explain what they can even do. All I know is that they're destructive. And I don't think China wants to be playing any games with the strongest country. We're very powerful. He said that. He actually said that as a just kind of off the cuff, but okay. Let's just go down the rabbit hole here. Since Roswell, which happened in the 40s. Was it the 40s? Roswell? When was Roswell? $1947. It was in the 40s. Do you think the stuff that we know or we're being told is what they actually have? 1947. If all that was happening back then in the 40s, what makes you think there's not like insane technology that we can't even begin to imagine is actually being used? And we're given the iPhones, we're given the iPhones and all that stuff, and they're like, okay, cool, you just have your iPhone, but guys, come on. You really think? I mean, they probably got some wicked stuff. That if they really wanted to use it, which they probably do all the time. That's what I think is like Trump is playing these really like 6-dimensional, 12-dimensional D chess moves here. because I think Trump knows where the bodies are. I think Trump probably knows more than he wants to, and he's probably using it to his advantage, and he's saying, hey, I'm going to bring the negotiations to a high caliber where it's like, it's a deal that you can't refuse. I'm kind of about it. I'm not going to lie. Because if it was so much manipulation to our detriment over the past 4 years, and then skip those other 4 years and then go back another 8 years where we had Obama deception, the Obama deception, all happening. I'm kind of about the probably the stuff that we don't want to hear about, which is the actual negotiations that has way more to do with just money. It's like, no, if you don't agree, you don't want to know what's going to happen. That's probably what's happening. That's literally, like, if you think about it, that China comment, that just made me think, wow, Trump probably knows way too much. He is the president. All right, we're getting some people in here. All right, so T-Boy said, we'll see there. Trust me, I've thought about it too. I've thought about the same thing, T-Boy, is the Trojan horse as Trump being the Trojan horse for a CBDC, crypto, New World Order, blah, 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 with the help of Elon. And then if you want to get all conspiratorial about the Neuralink and then all, just like all the things with how blockchain is actually like, you can see it's everything is, there's really no, once you kind of can link someone to a wallet, then you can really see actually who they are. And if you were to just be transacting in gold or cash or something like that, then you're the stuff that you're buying, like, the people can't say, oh, well, I don't like what you're saying, so then we're going to turn off this. But if you're just spending with cash or Bitcoin, you can't turn off the Bitcoin. But it's just it's crazy. So there's probably crazy rabbit holes that you can go down. That Trump and Elon and this whole thing is the Trojan horse to a new world order, and I could see that. I won't take that off the table. Let me go back because the comments were coming in. It said Trump is going to destroy crypto and bring in CBDCs and global financial change. Yeah, it's possible. I won't take it off the table. I will tell you that I'm way more on the side of us of Bitcoin possibly actually being something that the world can. I don't know. There might be something special about it. We got to have something in this world. I don't know. Yes, cool, we have gold. We've all decided, cool, a shiny piece of hunk of metal, we have value to it. But there's never been in the history of our existence on the planet that we've had something programmed and coded as code and speech, because code is speech as well, made either by a single person or a group of people that is like Bitcoin, that has been able to operate like Bitcoin, how it has operated. So that's got to mean something. And when I talk about Bitcoin, when I discovered Bitcoin and when I've been orange pilled, it's like kind of actually all I think about now. In terms of money, it's like this is what I feel like my focus is to learn about the money and know that, like, what end game do you have with fiat currency? Like, tell me as a serious person that is going to have to use cash and fiat over your lifetime, what is the end game? You obviously know that a Coke isn't 25 cents. Is a Coke 25 cents? No, it's not. It's freaking $2. It's $2.50. It's not 25 cents anymore. So something's wrong. What do we do? Do we just say, okay, we pay $5 for the Coke now? So I don't know. But the thing that separates Bitcoin from all other currencies is the supply, the limited supply. And the only way that you can add into the supply is by mining, and then there is a limited supply that can be mined. And then once that's it, that's it. $0.05 for a Coke. She's 65. 5 cents. Man, yeah, I guess it was 5 cents. Yeah, it was a nickel. You can get a Coke for, and then they actually put Coke. They put Coca in the Coke. That's how your grandpa was able to walk 15 miles in the snow. That's how your grandparents were able to walk 20 miles in the snow just to get to their day-to-day activities. To walk 15 miles. Well, I really appreciate you guys coming in. You are amazing. We got these likes up super fast. Sorry, you got a hyper pumped Dano. I was in the car saying, you know what? I'm going. It's Dano season. I'm going full on. I don't care how annoying I end up becoming, but it's, sometimes you have to be annoying. Sometimes you have to be so annoying that they can't not pay attention to you. And to be so annoying that there's no way that you can't then entertain people or keep their attention. Oh my God, Fartcoin is really ripping. It is ripping to the upside. Look at this. This is like a textbook bull flag breakout. I'm not gonna. I don't want to get my emotions in a panty twist, but man, this is ridiculous. This is like ridiculous. I had 2 bullish trades, but I could have just kept the one single trade open, or I could have just went full long fart. Full squeeze it out. Just squeeze a super long fart out. And that would have probably been the play. I would have already completed my challenge here of getting to equity level $5,500, which is right here. So basically, the target equity that you have to get for a prop account is $500. Once you do that, that means you pass. That means you got the seal of approval that you're not a... And then you can trade with someone else's money. Isn't that fantastic? Same rules apply, though. You can breach your account if you lose in your drawdowns too much, then same thing can happen. So doesn't mean you're off the table. I know that's what an atrocity. Imagine when a Coke in a plastic bottle is $11. It's like, okay. I tell you what, though, sometimes that glass Coke, you super cold. I don't care how bad it is for you, but man, sometimes that crispy cold Coke in a glass bottle. What was the conversation that I started this stream with? Fartcoin. Look at how bullish this freaking coin is. What the freaking crap? What the fart is going on? All right, here's the deal. Let's do this. Same price scale. We're just going to do this. Look at... Hold on. Oh, I've just destroyed this chart. Crap. Hold on. New price scale. Yeah, new price scale. There we go. Okay. I'm putting Fartcoin onto Bitcoin. Look at this. Look at how it's following Bitcoin almost like perfectly to the T. But the fact that it's breaking out right now that I've noticed is a leading indicator that Bitcoin is going to continue its movement to the upside. I don't want to say that's always like 100% going to be the case, but I've just noticed this pattern and it's been blowing my freaking mind. It's been blowing my pants out. This is great though, because if you think on the 15-minute, when we just looked at a recent pattern of this W pattern, what it does is it goes into the W, hits resistance, it goes and retests, and then from that retest, that's when it gets the next leg up, which then we would be testing up into 81.1, 81.1, 81.200, which you can see here, just kind of like an inverse pattern. So our strategy here, like we said before, we want to give you guys some I guess pointers. Sometimes we think that because we've lost trades or we've been liquidated that we're like somehow like we're a bad trader, but you know what? We're not a bad trader. We've actually really done pretty damn good and have actually practiced pretty good risk management over certain periods of time, but we've just have succumbed to FOMO, greed, and all the things that I think a new trader goes through, because I've really realistically only been trading and trying to test out and only been trading only in certain periods of time through the past 2 years. And you saw what I just read you with Jason Casper. Took him 3 years and extensive risk management learning to become profitable, okay? So it doesn't just happen overnight. You don't just become like a fucking, excuse my language, profitable trader overnight, okay? It takes time. So, and the way that you can do this is that whenever you are in a trade and say you are now in profit, the best thing that you could ever do is then set a stop loss at break even. You're up 5% or 10%. A lot of the times I love it when it's about 10 to 15%. You're above 10, 15%. Perfect time. Now there's no way you can lose, because then now you're bringing your stop loss into break even. You can even bring it in to take profit at 5%, because if it is invalidated and you're really just like, I just don't know about this, you can still protect your trade. And then once you have set a key level of how much you want to make, like how much do you want to make? Like I am telling myself I want to take profit at $116 per soul, okay? Why am I picking this level? Well, if you go to the 4-hour, you can see that at 116 is where we've had previous resistance. kind of around in these levels. You could say 116, you could say 119, 118, all around in these levels if you're looking at the 4 hour. But if you're actually looking at the right here, I set it because you have resistance right here. I can even go up as high as, but this is the level that I'm setting of what I want to make. Now, will it break out? Sure. But you know what? That is way better than not having a plan. Or you're just in it and you don't even know what the plan is. So when I got into all of these trades, I had a plan, I had a strategy, and I freaking stuck to it. And that is the difference of a successful trader and a non-successful trader. Is those simple risk management tools of bringing yourself into take profit or stop loss at break even and setting a key point of where you're actually going to take the profits and be okay with it. Be okay that you made $35 or $50 or $100, whatever the hell it is. Be okay with that, because that, my friends, is the hardest thing that you are going to have to go through and battle, is being okay with just that. Because I can't tell you how many times, and you will do it, where you're going to make the money, you're going to make the trade, and then you're going to see the market running a little bit, and you're going to go, oh, let me get back in. Let me put some money back in there. Let me get back in there. Let me throw some more chips on the table. And that's when you get chopped. That's when you get chopped up. I'm telling you, this is alpha. You want to talk about some freaking alpha? Everyone's always talking about, oh, what's the alpha? That's the freaking alpha right there for you. That is the true alpha of trading. It doesn't matter how much you're trading with. It doesn't even matter what the freaking leverage is. All you need is exactly what I just told you. That's it. And if you follow that and you stick to it like a freaking robot, you will be successful. My only blunder is that I sometimes a freaking ADHD mess. And I get distracted. I let my emotions sometimes get a hold of me, and I have fallen off my strategy. But when I have been on it and been robotic, I've proven that I can turn $100 into $8,000. I've proven that I can turn $1,000 into $10,000. I've done it. I have the proof. I have the live streams to prove it. I have the live documentation to prove it. I'm not just running my mouth. I've shown you. I've shown you the losses. I've shown you the wins. We're gonna do this, guys, and we're gonna do it together. You're going to win your trades. You are going to practice better risk management. We are going to crush this market. We are going to do so good this market. I can feel it. I can feel it. Even though we've been through these tough times, it's just been, sometimes it's just been really rough. I understand. But we are going to win so hard. I can feel it. Put some emojis in the chat. That's what I want. I want put some emojis in the chat if you're feeling that. If you're feeling me right now. If you're feeling it, Mr. Krabs. Douse now feeling it now. Mr. Krabs. Oh, Fartcoin is just like pumping. Oh my God. This is crazy. I would have already, if I would have kept my Fartcoin trade open, I would have already I would have already surpassed my account for surpassing the evaluation. And shout out to CryptoFace. I actually got some encouragement from CryptoFace because I wanted to pick his brain on this breakout platform, and he was like, dude, just small wins, small losses, and just be surprised and excited and take it when you get the big wins. And he's like, you can do this. He's like, you can do it. He's like, you got this, bro. All right, so let's talk about a little bit of the news. So Florida, I think we got so distracted because we were just like all over the place. Florida advances Bitcoin investment bill. Shout out to Florida. I think Florida, there's a couple of states in the United States that are just hands down the best states. Florida's one of them. On April 10th, 2025, the Florida House Insurance and Banking Committee unanimously passed House Bill 487, which allows for the investment of public funds in Bitcoin. The bill, known as the Strategic Bitcoin Reserve Bill, received no votes against in the committee. It will now proceed to the full legislature for further consideration. This legislative move signifies a potential step towards the normalization of cryptocurrency investments by state governments, though the bill has yet to be fully enacted into law, but it's moving in that direction, so that's pretty cool. Let's see what else is happening. Let's see. Let's see what's trending. Any meme coins trending? Oh, I want to ask your opinion on this, guys. Let me know your opinion on this. Let's see. There it is. Okay. What do you think about this Buckazoids coin? Have you guys heard about this thing? I saw this Buckazoids coin a couple days, or this was like a week, maybe a week ago, week and a half ago, and I saw it on the OURBIT DEX in the curated list tokens, Buckazoids. Okay. It was just at a $1.1 million market cap. Now it's sitting at a $4.8 million market cap. Here's the story with this thing. This apparently is this rabbit hole of where the origin of Bitcoin actually came from. Was this game that was released in 1996, and it's called like Space Quest or something like that. And this crazy rabbit hole, and it's okay. Evidence for the Buckazoids prophecy thread. Here's the thread, okay? Evidence for the book. Okay, here's this thread. This is crazy. The Buckazoids community has set out on approving the Buckazoids logo from the game Space Quest. Space Quest 6 was the origins for Bitcoin. They have done just this through Sierra Games was the developer of Space Quest. This coin, this currency that's inside this game, had the Bitcoin logo on it. And so here's this I haven't fully dived in and fact checked all this stuff, but I'm going to, because this is fascinating. This is almost like a schizo ticker Bitcoin kind of lore, with the backpack coming in 2009 and all the different things that connects with the ticker Bitcoin. It's pretty fascinating. So check this out. This is what I love. I think we are in a simulation matrix created by God. Sierra Online was responsible for making a game called Sylphid, available to players in the U.S. The game launched in 1986, okay? So one of the developers was named Satoshi. You can see the Sierra Gaming logo and Satoshi in a post found in Sierra Gaming community. Interesting, Satoshi disappeared in 2014 at the same time that Hal Finney passed away, okay? Now this is where it gets weird. A developer named Rod Nakamoto had also worked with Sierra Games. So, yes, there was an individual named Rod Nakamoto who worked for Sierra Games, specifically associated with Impressions Games, a subsidiary of Sierra Entertainment. Rod Nakamoto served as the director of Impressions Games starting in October 2001, following a management change forced by Mike Ryder, the former president of Sierra Entertainment. This occurred during the development of Lords of the Realm 3, which became Impression's final game, released in March 2004. Mediocre reviews. The studio was shut down shortly after in April 2004 when Vivendi, Universal, Sierra's parent company at the time, closed most of its development. Rod Nakamoto's tenure was relatively brief and tied to the waning years of Sierra's active development phase. His role as director marks him as a notable employee with the Nakamoto name within the Sierra ecosystem. There's no evidence of other individuals within the surname Nakamoto working directly with Sierra Games based on available historic records. But then, Mr. Nakamoto's last known whereabouts was 2010 in Mesa, Arizona, which was 20 minutes from where Hal Finney lived. There are no longer coincidences. Satoshi Nakamoto came together because of Space Quest and Buckazoids. Satoshi Nakamoto was a group of developers. So I don't know. Look at this. So this is so fast. So the 59, I wonder what the significance of the 59. But this is fascinating. And if you go into the ticker Bitcoin lore with Sonic, there was a book, a Sonic book, where there is a currency in there that is it was a digital currency in the Sonic realm that was, I think, minted by Dr. Robotnik. Or I don't know if it was minted by Dr. Robotnik, but it was... Let's see, Sonic Children's Book, ticker Bitcoin lore. It's really crazy. The chili dogs. Go chili dogs. It's so funny. That was my favorite thing to get from Sonic as a kid, was the chili dog kids meal. Oh my gosh. All right, yeah, we need to find this. We need to find this. It's Sonic Bitcoin logo children's book. There it is. So this is a Sonic book, like one of those books that you can hit and it's got like an audio with the characters that match up. Look at this. This is in the 90s. Pretty crazy. But we're curious about this Buckazoids thing. There seems to be a lot of rabbit holes, rabbit trails, breadcrumbs. It's very fascinating. Oh, all right, guys. Well, I appreciate you coming in. Thank you so much for tuning into this emergency stream where we wanted to show you guys the progression of the prop trading. I don't think very many accounts actually do this, where they show the trades, they show the progress. I'm showing you the progression of me becoming a true, successful, disciplined trader. And this is the whole point of my channel, is to actually document this stuff whilst being moderately entertaining, while educating, bringing you the news, and having a pretty cool place that we can hang out and all get to know each other, and we become part of the global collective Dano Dojo crew. It's happening. It is happening, my friends. All right, but with that being said, we will see you tomorrow. We will be live streaming at 11 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. And we hope you have a good night, a good day, a good evening. We'll see you later.